love stories end with goodbye. Some are just waiting for the right time to begin again. This is a story about silent words, promises time couldn't erase, and hearts still beating in sync. Get ready to be moved by Helena and Miguel, two souls marked by the past, who may still have something to live in the present, because when love is true, it knows how to wait. Episode 1, When Everything Changed. Some love stories never end, they just get lost in time. But the heart, the heart never forgets. This is the story of Helena and Miguel. A story that started with a goodbye, and maybe, just maybe, it's not over yet. Scene 1. Helena's apartment. Visual, cozy apartment, books everywhere, teacups, soft lighting. Helena. Miguel, I wanted to hate you for making everything hurt so much. But the truth is, it hurt because I truly loved. And because I still love you. Leticia. Elena. You won't believe who's back in town. Helena. Don't tell me Leticia. It's him, Miguel. Scene 2. The plain, trees, square gray sky, falling leaves. Order mood. Helena walks slowly, holding a book, enters a small bookstore. She finds an old poetry book, the same Miguel once gave her. Helena. I did, but my heart never did. Scene sun. Old rose cozy cafe, warm lighting, jazz playing softly in the background. They sit with untouched coffee, silent at first. Helena. I was going to write you every day, but Miguel, I waited for an explanation, but it never came. Still, even without answers, I never stopped loving you. Helena. Miguel. ... I hid something from you, something that made me leave. Helena. If he knew the truth, he'd hate me forever. Scene 4. Back at Helena's apartment, rain intensifies. Helena sits with the same letter. Helena. Miguel. That night I had a choice. Stay and tell the truth, or protect you from something that could break you. I left out of love. Times, love is silent, but it never dies. Helena and Miguel are about to find out if a second chance is truly possible.
Sometimes words are left unspoken, not because they are forgotten, but because we fear them. Helena and Miguel are learning that some things, once left unsaid, can never truly be silenced. It's early morning. Rain falls softly outside. Helena stands by her window with a warm cup in her hands. Her eyes are distant, her thoughts far away. Why does it still hurt? Why do I still think about him? It's been years, and yet, he's back. She sets down the cup and walks to a bookshelf. Her fingers trace an old photo of her and Miguel. A soft smile appears, then fades. She picks up her phone, hesitates, then sets it down again. She can call. Not yet. Across the city, Miguel sits in a cozy coffee shop, staring out the window. A steaming cup of coffee rests in his hands, untouched. I thought time would make me forget her, but it hasn't. What happened between us? Why did she leave without a word? He looks at his phone. Helena's name is still there in recent calls. He sighs, placing it back on the table just as walks in. I see you're still avoiding the inevitable, she teases, sliding into the seat across from him. Miguel offers a tired smile. What do you mean? You're not calling her, you're not even trying. What if she doesn't want to hear from me? What if everything's changed? Meanwhile, Helena sits quietly in her apartment when the doorbell rings. She opens the door. It's Miguel. But we need to talk. She freezes, unsure. I don't know what we have to talk about, Miguel. Please, Helena, I've waited for this moment for so long. We need to understand what happened. What went wrong? Helena looks away. I can't just explain everything. Not yet. You don't have to explain everything. Just tell me. Why did you leave? Tears build in her eyes. Her lips tremble. And suddenly her mind flashes back. A younger Helena and Miguel sit on a quiet park bench. The air is heavy with tension. I love you, Miguel, but I can't do this anymore. I'm not the person you think I am. You deserve someone whole. Someone who's not broken like me. Helena, don't say that. We can work through this. You don't have to run away. I'm sorry I have to go. You'll understand someday, I hope. She walks away, leaving Miguel alone in the night. Back in the present, Helena finally speaks. I left because I didn't want to ruin your life, Miguel. I wasn't ready for what we were, for what you deserved. Miguel looks at her full of hurt but calm. I deserve to know the truth. You don't get to decide that for me, Helena. I couldn't let you get hurt by me. I was scared. So, I chose to disappear. Miguel reaches out and gently takes her hand. I never stopped looking for you. But if this is about me, about us, we need to start being honest. Later, they sit at a cafe. A fragile peace lingers between them. I don't know what the future holds, but I know this. I want to be with you, and I'll wait for the truth, as long as it takes. But what if the truth is too much to bear? Helena whispers. We can face it together. Whatever it is, we'll find a way. Helena looks at him, heart aching, eyes full of unshed tears. And maybe, just maybe, hope. Helena and Miguel's path is far from simple. They've faced the past, but the truth still awaits. In love, sometimes the hardest thing to do is to speak the words that have been left unsaid.
Time doesn't heal everything. Some wounds stay hidden, buried under quiet smiles and rehearsed answers. For Helena, there's still so much Miguel doesn't know. And for Miguel, the truth might be harder to carry than he ever imagined. It's late at night. Helena lies in bed, staring at the ceiling. The room is quiet, too quiet. She reaches for her phone, opens a message window to Miguel, then closes it again. She sighs. The next day, she walks along a tree-lined path, lost in thought. She meets at a small, peaceful cafe. "You didn't tell him, did you?" asks, watching her friend closely. Helena shakes her head. "How could I? What if it changes everything?" Leans forward. "Helene, it already changed everything when you disappeared. He deserves to know." Meanwhile, Miguel is at his apartment, looking through old letters, photos, memories. He holds one picture: Helena at the beach, hair flying in the wind, laughing free, smiles, then frowns. Later, Miguel and Helena meet again. They sit on a park bench, the wind rustling through the leaves above them. "You said because you were scared," Miguel says gently. "But what was it really?" Helena hesitates. Her fingers twist the edge of her coat. "There's more I didn't say. Things I couldn't say. You can now. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." She looks away, voice barely a whisper. "I was sick, Miguel. I didn't know how serious it would be. I didn't want to become a burden. I thought I'd spare you." He's stunned. Silence fills the space between them. "You were sick?" He finally asks. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I was ashamed. Because I didn't want you to look at me with pity. I wanted to remember us the way we were. Happy hope." Miguel takes a deep breath. "I wish you had trusted me. I would have been there, every step." Helena nods, tears filling her eyes. "I know. I see that now. But back then, I didn't believe I was worthy of being loved like that." Miguel reaches out, gently holding her hand. "You've always been worthy, Helena, even in pieces, especially in pieces." The wind slows. The moment lingers. In that fragile silence, something begins to mend. They walk through the park in silence. Not everything said, but enough for now. Later, Miguel writes in a notebook, "She's carrying more than I ever knew, but she's here now. And maybe that's enough for us to begin again." And Helena, alone in her apartment, opens her journal. "I told him, and he stayed. Maybe love is stronger than I thought." Some truths live in silence, others wait to be found. It's early morning. Miguel sits at his desk, sorting through boxes he hadn't touched in years. Dust covers the edges, but inside, memories breathe. He pulls out a small envelope, yellowed with time. It's addressed to him, the handwriting, unmistakably Helena's. He hesitates, then opens it. The letter begins softly. "Miguel, if you're reading this, it means I didn't have the courage to say these things to your face." As his eyes scan the page, Helena's voice echoes in his mind. "I loved you more than I could explain. But I was afraid. Afraid of the future. Afraid of being seen in my weakest moment. I pushed you away, to protect you. And maybe, to protect myself. But no, this leaving you was the hardest thing I've ever done." Miguel closes his eyes, letter pressed against his chest. He feels her pain, her fear, her love. Later, he finds Helena sitting alone, on a pier, her feet just above the water. He sits beside her without a word. "I found your letter," he says softly. She doesn't move. "I never meant for you to read it. I'm glad I did. It helped me understand. More than you ever said out loud." She looks at him, eyes shimmering. "I wasn't sure you'd forgive me." "It's not about forgiveness, Helena. It's about moving forward." Together, they sit in silence, watching the ripples on the lake dance with the breeze. The weight between them feels lighter now. Later that day, Helena walks with through a quiet neighborhood. "He read the letter," she says, "and he didn't run. He stayed smart." "Then maybe it's time you stop running too." That night, Helena writes in her journal, "There are still so many things I want to say, but for the first time, I believe I'll have time to say them." And Miguel Lian, on his couch, looks at the old letter one last time before tucking it safely into a drawer. Some words don't come when they should, but maybe they come when we're finally ready to hear. Just when things begin to settle, the past finds a way to knock on the door. Helena is in the kitchen, humming softly while preparing coffee. The light of the morning sun paints golden streaks across the room. She's smiling genuinely for the first time in a while. A knock at the door interrupts the calm. She opens it and freezes. "Lucas," she whispers. He stands there tall, confident, familiar. A ghost from another chapter. "Hi, Helena," he says. a hesitant smile on his face. It's been a long time. The next scene cuts to Helena and Lucas sitting in a small cafe. Quiet tension in the air. I heard you were back, Lucas says. I just needed to see you. Why? She asks, her voice a mix of caution and curiosity. I never got to say goodbye, or to apologize. Back in Miguel's place, he's at his desk, sketching something idly in his notebook. His phone buzzes Helena's name. A message. Can we talk later? Something unexpected happened. He stares at the screen, unease settling in. Later that evening, Helena and Miguel meet in the park. There's something I need to tell you, Helena begins, her voice steady. Lucas showed up today. Miguel blinks. Your ex, she nods. He wanted closure. Nothing more. Miguel is quiet for a moment. And did you get yours? I think so, she says. But it made me realize something. He looks at her, waiting. I don't want to leave things unsaid anymore. With anyone, especially with you. Miguel steps closer. Then don't say what's in your heart. She reaches for his hand. I want this, us. I'm tired of running from the past. I'm ready for the present. Later, Miguel writes in his journal. The past has a way of showing up when we least expect it. But maybe, if we face it together, it won't feel so heavy. And Helena, in her room, finally places an old photo of her and Lucas into a box. She closes the lid and slides it under the bed. Some stories end without a goodbye. Others start again with one. And so, the first chapter of this story comes to an end. Or maybe it's just a new beginning. Helena and Miguel still have a lot to live, and love still has something to say. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss what's next. Because when love is true, it always finds a way.